Hey, this is Gonzo from Rice41, and of course, I'm gonna make a sugar diet video because everyone's gonna talk about this sugar diet. So let's talk about it. I tried it for about 3 or 4 days. I believe it was, yeah, 4 days total. My experience with the sugar diet, and let me explain the version that I did, just to be clear. The version I did was mostly fruits throughout the day, all day long, as many fruits. I was not counting calories or any macros of any kind. Just fruit, honey. I think I had some maple syrup, that kind of thing, throughout the day. Whenever I got hungry, mostly watermelons, grapes, apples. Those are the fruit I like. So, and then in the evening, I had a protein meal, which was half of the usual amount of protein that I usually get. Throughout the day, I try to hit that 1 gram per pound of lean body weight. In this case, I went for about half. So, and very lean protein with very little fat, only almost incidental. Like whatever fat, whatever my protein source carries, that was it. And I chose lean, like chicken breast, shrimp, that kind of protein. So what's my impression? What were the results? So the first thing I will tell you, if you have a sweet tooth, I guess you could do it. I don't think I could do this for very long. I never felt fully full throughout the day, even though I could eat, and I never stopped myself from eating when I was hungry. It just didn't work for me. I like the satiety that protein produces. It makes me feel better. It makes the food noise go away. So there's that factor. The second factor, in my case, the change from my high protein type diet with moderate carbs and moderate fat into this high carb, very low protein, relatively low protein, very low fat. It must have done a number between that and the amount of fiber I was taking in, because by day 3, I had terrible gastric issues, terrible gastric pain and so forth. But that was my experience. Who knows? It could have been the gut biome. It could have been the amount of fiber. I'm not sure. Whatever the case, it was bad enough and painful enough for me to pull out and stop the experiment. So now I will say I did lose a lot of water weight, it seems, and a lot of quick weight I took off during that amount of time. It was actually measurable on the scale very quickly. I'm talking like a pound or 2 every day. Who knows? It may have been, I believe it was mostly water retention and more than anything. So, in conclusion, what do I think about it? I think that if it could be an interesting modality for somebody who enjoys eating in that style as a way to, calorie reduce and do a quick cut, maybe, or lose a few pounds if they're, I don't know, if they have a goal, like a short-term goal, maybe like in 2 weeks, I'm gonna go take some pictures and I wanna be a little lean. It might be an approach if you enjoy eating in that way. For me, it's definitely not sustainable, and it's definitely not something that I'm going to probably entertain very much. I might try it again in the near future, again for a short amount of time, just to see if I get results. But the idea of introducing that many carbs, even though these were good, simple carbs, these were it's sugar from fruit, guys. I didn't hit the Haribo bears very heavily or anything like that. But even then, I just didn't feel, the energy levels were great for working out. I will say that the energy levels were great pumps at the gym. I was able to exercise well with it. But in conclusion, I don't think it was, for me, very sustainable. I can get the same results out of just straight, a small caloric restriction if I wanted to do a quick cut and keep my protein high and be full all day long. Not even have to worry about it and go back to my regular either intermittent fasting, which is very easy for me to do, because then I have the satiety that comes afterwards with those protein heavy meals where I hit 30, 40, 50 grams of protein per meal. That's very easy. So again, just a quick thought. As far as the experiment, tell me what you think. If you tried the sugar diet, put it in the comments, put it down below. And if you have any questions, info@rice41.com. Shoot me an email and we can talk about it. Anyway, that's my impression and my report on the sugar diet. Also, on the next episode of Geeked and Jacked, Dr. Todd Lee and myself talk about this diet and this experiment quite a bit. So if you're interested in the topic, definitely check that out. It'll come out next Tuesday. All right, I hope you have a great day. And like I said, if you're considering the sugar diet, that was my experience. I hope it helps you. Bye-bye.